Thanks for choosing this free Anfield Index podcast. If you'd prefer to listen to this or any of our other shows without adverts, then now's the time to check out Anfield Index Pro. With AI Pro, you can supercharge your entire listening experience. You'll not only get all of our podcasts without the ads, but you'll have them far faster with our Quick Publish feature available exclusively for subscribers. AI Pro also puts you in the heart of our sound studio, with an option to listen to many of our shows live and interact with the podcasters in real time as the shows are recording. Upgrading couldn't be easier. AI Pro is available on all popular podcast platforms, and we have our own apps for Apple and Android. Just head on over to AnfieldIndexPro.com and get started today.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Red, your lunchtime catch-up on all things Liverpool FC on a Thursday on which the bad news keeps coming. Virgil van Dijk looking like he is set for a bit of an extended period on the sidelines. Rumours of 6 to 8 weeks. Can we null and void the season? Can we do something like that? Because that's not ideal at all, is it? That's not fun. It's an opportunity for Ibu to fully establish himself in the team, though he will have to play on the left side, which isn't his preferred side. He prefers to play right side. But Joel Matip has to play right side if he's in the team. So my assumption will be it will be Joel and Ibu. But don't be surprised if we see Ibu and Joe Gomez in certain games, because they have been working with Joe more on playing as the left side centre-back and being that backup for Virgil in the last while. So that wouldn't be a surprise at all. Not great to have him missing, though. He hasn't had a good season. I think he'd probably be the first to admit it. He has not been good, but the team has not been good. So, it swings and roundabouts, really. Everybody's been crap, bar Allison. Everybody's had an extended spell of being quite poor. So we just have to deal with it. Other news today, it looks like we have a new scout. Sven Dworzak is returning to Liverpool after leaving Chelsea as the Stamford Bridge club drives towards a data-led approach to transfers under new ownership. It was obvious that they would try and go to a data-led approach. It's what we've done. And they will very much try and copy FSG's model once they get their spending out of their way, or out of their system, rather. Now, the fact that he's coming from Chelsea does concern me just a little bit, because when we look at the players that Chelsea have signed over the last little while, it depends on what he's in charge of. Is he in charge of youth scouting? Is he in charge of senior scouting? Because Chelsea have signed some decent youth players, but if we look at the senior players they've signed from the continent, just going back to 2018, I'm not sure how long he's been there. Jorginho, he had that one good run of form, and they did end up winning the Champions League during that run of form. But overall, I think he's been very underwhelming. Kepa is finally playing well this season, but has been garbage since joining. Christian Pulisic, Pulisic, it's Pulisic in Europe. He hasn't been particularly good. Mateo Kovacic was a good signing. Gonzalo Higuain was not a good signing. So that wasn't a particularly good season at signing players from abroad. They obviously had their transfer ban in 1920, Brian Fiabema, and making Kovacic a permanent addition. The only business they did that year. Fiabema hasn't been heard of since. Kovacic is obviously an excellent player. 2020, Edwin Anderson. He's already gone. He's at Stoke now. Hakim Ziyech, flop. Jimmy Turenian, no one's heard of him. Timo Werner, flop, gone already. Xavier Boyamba, remember him? He was the guy that was the next Van Dijk. He's already gone, now plays for Volendam, one of the worst clubs in the Eredivisie. Malang Sarr, signed, loaned, not very good when he's played for them. Thiago Silva, Kai Havertz, hasn't really worked out. Edouard Mendy did have a good run in the team, but now he's lost his place to Kepa. And in truth, he's been fairly poor since the end of the AFCON. Sami Klemkani answers on the postcard if you know who he is. And Alexi Heino, who is already gone back to playing in Finland. That's 2020, 2021. 21-22, Romelu Lukaku didn't work at all. Saul didn't work for them at all. Thankfully, now playing well again for Atleti. 2022-23, this season, Kalidou Koulibaly, he's been all right, but he's been overall a bit disappointing. Trezeguet Casady, I think he's a talented young player. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, I mean, Dennis Zakaria. Chelsea's track record of buying players from the continent has not been good over the last 4 years. Now, again, how much input this fella actually had is anybody's guess. There's only a handful of people that will know because there was only a handful of people handling recruitment at Chelsea. Whether he was just making suggestions and Petr Cech and Marina were making the decisions, whether he was having an input in decisions, I don't know. But, you know, you want to go back to 17-18, Bakayoko flop, Morata flop, Zabacosta flop. Rudiger did okay eventually. He had one good season for them. Emerson flop. It wasn't good. Their recruitment from the continent wasn't good at all. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully he's good at his job. Hopefully he does well. But it's a little bit of a concern that they're going to a data-led model, and we appear to be shifting away a little bit from that, which is less than ideal. Let's have a look at the main Liverpool websites. The day Liverpool's kids knocked Everton out of the FA Cup, what a wonderful day. Speaking of our beloved Everton, they're now in the bottom three, so congrats to them for that. This is the day, though, that Curtis Jones scored that wonderful goal. Probably still the highlight of his career, if we're being honest. Cody Gakpo, the Christmas present Liverpool needed. Look, I'm on board with the signing, but the Christmas present we needed was an actual midfielder like Moises Caicedo, someone that could bring some defensive solidity to our team. Liverpool dealt major injury blow with Virgil van Dijk injury worse than first feared. Fans hail Mateus Nunes as cut above again days before Liverpool audition. If you saw Wolves against Villa, he was the standout player on the pitch. He's a really good player, and I wanted him in the summer, but we need players now. There's another piece about Nunes and how that deal is expected to go through in the summer. Journalist tips trio for loan moves as Liverpool coach reveals plan for another. So Neil Jones is reporting that Leighton Stewart, Jarrell Quansah and James Norris could all go out on loan in January. It probably is what makes sense. Liam Hughes is a young player who's out on loan. No, he's a player they're looking to loan. Because I think the other loans have all gone fairly well, other than Orzinski. The other goalkeepers have done well on loan, so they're looking to get Hughes out. It seems like we have quite a talented crop of young goalkeepers at the club, which is always nice. Nat Phillips may be denied January exit, but Liverpool have two alternatives. The knock-on effect of Virgil van Dijk's hamstring injury could see Nat Phillips denied a move away from Liverpool, though there are two alternatives. I'm not sure what the two alternatives would be. We'd still have Ibu, we'd still have Joel, we'd still have Joe. So Nat would be fourth. We could recall Reece Williams if we want a fourth. We could keep Billy Koumetio if we want a fourth. We could keep Jarrell Quansah if we wanted a fourth. There's no real reason to keep Nat Phillips at all. Let the lad go have a career. He's 26 soon. Let him go have a career. I also saw Neil Jones say that he was told Liverpool have two lists of targets. One if we get Champions League, one if we don't. What is annoying about that is when an Arsenal or a Manchester United or a Chelsea miss top four, they actually spend more than they do if they get top four. Because they spend to get back into that competition, into the Champions League. So you speculate to accumulate and all that good jazz. Whereas it sounds like we might take the cheap option, which would be no surprise under this ownership. Virgil van Dijk injury could force 15 million transfer call as Erling Haaland proves Liverpool option. This is Liverpool.com with more absolute tripe. Erling Haaland went against Nat Phillips. Nat Phillips made one tackle and won a couple of headers, but was at fault for a goal. So, what are we doing here? Jurgen Klopp must make bold call over Harvey Elliott as other midfield team can solve Liverpool midfield jam. No teenager is solving our midfield issue. Not even Jude Bellingham. And certainly not Stefan Bajcetic. Jurgen Klopp already has incredible wonder kid who must now emerge as Liverpool's midfield fix. I assume this is Curtis Jones because that's who's in the picture. Moises Caicedo sends Liverpool transfer message as ideal Jurgen Klopp solution comes to town. Caicedo is the absolute perfect fit and a big fix for what we need. Liverpool handed major fixture advantage. Can't be arsed. Liverpool well informed over transfer as Jurgen Klopp right player dilemma finally ends up. This is a picture of Manu Kone, who would be a very, very good fit in our midfield. Like Manu Kone and Moises Caicedo, either side of Fabinho, would give us what we used to have in midfield. And you could play Caicedo as the 6 in some games. You could play Thiago with any two of those three. Liverpool can reject Pep and Linder's narrative with 178 million transfer evidence amid internal reshuffle. I mean, this is just a nonsense, really. There's no... I don't even care, forget Linders for now. Transfer update as Liverpool hire Pep and Linder's repeat. An ex-club doctor goes to Man United. Jim Moxon's gone to United. Virgil is out injured. Nkunku transfer clarification. Various reports have suggested that Christopher Nkunku's transfer to Chelsea is complete, with the move scheduled for the summer, but a recent story in the Telegraph suggested that Liverpool were offered the chance to make a move last year. Fabrizio Romano has offered clarification on this report. Writing on his daily briefing for Caught Offside, he claims that no club would have been able to sign Nkunku last summer, with RB Leipzig always set to hold on to him. Fabrizio Romano offers clarification on nothing because he knows nothing. He is a spoofer, a liar, and a fraud. So if you're trying to use him to go against an actually respected journalist like Sam Wallace, you're really pissing into the wind. Backroom movements. Oh, this is the scout coming back. That's the Linder's repeat because obviously Linder's left and came back. Again, Liverpool.com, very, very poor again today. So, might want to look into that, lads. Get your website publishing decent stuff and not dreck. And stop trying to link everything to other clubs or mention other players for clickbait. It's absolute shite, to be honest. If Joyce is right, change needed to keep it tight. Quite like that headline. This is a piece written by David Davis. Check that one out. Official Liverpool Supporters Club review of 2022. Again, David Davis put this together. So do give that one a read. It's basically a chat between the Liverpool Supporters Club in Baltimore, Kalapur, or Kolapur, I'm definitely pronouncing that right, and Edinburgh. So do give that one a read. That's quite good. And a post-mortem on Brentford 3, Liverpool 1, though I must now, live on the air, advise Guy that the headline says Brentford 1, Liverpool 3. So that might need to be altered. That one was written by Stephen Smith. Podcast-wise, there's a new scouted. We went through the squad, did a bit of keep, sell and loan. Match it was, as always, far too soft. I took more of a chainsaw approach to the squad. We also had a chat about the Sam Wallace article, a couple of the players that have been linked at the moment. And so do go give that a listen. That new transfer show is out as well, Trev and Dave Davis. So make sure you're listening to that. You should always be listening to everything that Brother Downey does. And while I'm here, make sure you listen to the great stories. Give him some listens on that. It's absolutely brilliant. And I'll see you tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed listening to this Anfield Index show. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel so future podcasts find their way to your device automatically. There's nothing quite like fan engagement, and we'd love to know what you think of anything discussed on this show. The best way to get in touch is over on our free Discord community, where both podcasters and listeners debate the hottest LFC topics 24/7. Sign up free now at AnfieldIndex.com/Discord. You won't regret it. You can also follow us on Twitter at Anfield Index and find us on Facebook by searching for Anfield Index. Oh, and before you go, we'd love it if you could leave us a 5-star review on your favourite podcast app. It only takes a couple of seconds, and it means the world to the people who create these free shows.